On paper, the Central African nation of Gabon enjoys a per capita income 4 times that of most sub-Saharan African nations. But because of high income inequality, a large proportion of the population remains poor. Youth unemployment is over the roof in spite of the country's vast natural resources. VOA's Ndiho has our report.
The International Monetary Fund estimated in a recent report that unemployment and poverty in Gabon remains on the rise despite the abundance of natural resources, including oil on which the country is still very dependent. But a drive through the suburbs of the capital Libreville changes the narrative. People are on the streets trying to make a living by selling everything from fresh foodstuffs, used clothing, and household items. In Gabon's biggest market, customers are patiently waiting at Mobwe, where 38-year-old Cedric Wanda once dreamed of an office job. But 8 years after obtaining a high school diploma and was unable to pursue a university education due to lack of school fees, Wanda was unable to find a job. In order to support his family, he decided to open up a small stall at Mobwe, where he sells clothes and shoes, bringing in around 400,000 CFA, about $800 per month. Wanda says that entrepreneurship may become the only solution for Gabon's youth faced with the growing unemployment.
Today, many young Gabonese understand that through entrepreneurship, they can feed their families and maybe one day they will become influential businessmen.
In a country with a population of just 1.5 million people, youth unemployment stands at more than 30% despite the country's vast supply of oil, gold and manganese. A report released by the IMF last year suggests that Gabon's economic growth is projected to slow down to 2.3% in 2013, from unexpected 5.6% in 2012. Wanda's story is one shared by many young people in Libreville. Elik Tongwe now makes a living as a barber, and he says that the government should put more emphasis and reinforce the informal sector.
Informal jobs are not valued when they provide a living for so many young people who have no other options. For example, there are many young people who are studying and hope to maybe find work in the informal sector.
In 2010, Gabon launched a special economic zone, SEZ, in Ngok near the capital Libreville. The zone is meant to attract foreign investment, improve Gabon's infrastructure, build social housing projects, and create over 50,000 jobs for its local population. But critics say that that's not enough and more needs to be done.
The main challenge in Gabon today is that there are around 90,000 to 100,000 unemployed people. Mainly young people, some of whom will be finishing their studies and who will be unable to find employment. That may be dramatic because at the moment the country's economic predictions are good. Prices for raw materials are going up.
Sociology professor Fortune Masgi says the high unemployment levels were caused by years of economic mismanagement, where the country's oil money was wasted away by corrupt leaders, and is a ticking bomb.
We know that Gabon is a country with great potential and is immensely rich. According to the latest economic figures, when you look at the GDP, we are close to becoming a middle-income country, meaning that the country's national wealth distributed amongst the population per year is estimated to be around 3,000 USD to 4,000 USD per person, which is not little. It's not a small amount.
Analysts said despite the abundance of natural wealth, poor fiscal management continues to hobble the economy. And with the decline in oil output, experts say Gabon should start diversifying its economy to compensate for the decline and expand its mining industry and improve sectors such as the telecommunications, forestry and fishing for more revenues and create more jobs. Ndiho, VOA News, Washington.